Life Imprints Podcast. Legacy stories that live beyond. Turn up the volume on today's riveting story with your host, Kenny Mauck, at kennymauck.com. And leave your life imprint with your legacy story.
Well, good afternoon. It's great to be with everyone. And wanted to start out by saying that I'm really happy to have Pastor Dan Scott from Christ Church here. I'm promoting our new book, my new book. It's called Leaving Your Life Imprint. And what I love about Pastor Dan is he's made a lot of imprints himself in his life. He's been a pastor at Christ Church. How many years now?
Almost 15 years now.
15 years, and then
25 total.
Actually, you were there before that. I remember Dan leaving me before he left for his exodus to Arizona, and he took a pastorate there. He gave me his pad from his desk, and I thought I kept that pad. I don't know if I've even told him that, but what I loved about it was I know he had done a lot of writing, and he'd done a lot of his studying for his notes, and just some phenomenal sermons that Dan has done over the years. Let the River Run, and he's got books that he's written as well, and we'll be glad to publicize those. But I just wanted to just tell him how honored we're to have him with us today. So Dan, I want to start out by saying that there's a Bible verse that I really feel like in my last chapter of Leaving Your Life Imprint that really influenced my life, and it's in Ecclesiastes. In everything there is a time and purpose under heaven. What does that scripture foretell to you in light of, I know some people, in the work that I've done, when you look at a person's time and their purpose, sometimes they miss out on that. Whereas obviously Solomon was trying to tell us something about the importance of our time and our purpose in life.
Life comes at us in seasons, and if we don't allow that season to change, we cling to a previous season. Sometimes we feel like we haven't gotten all out of that season that we wish to have. But when the season begins to change, we have to prepare for the next season because we'll miss out on what can be done in the next season without really being able to hang on to the old one anyway. So we have to pay attention to those seasonal changes.
Mm-hmm. How much is this predestined, our time and purpose, and how much of it is God's free opening to say, well, I'm giving you, yes, I have a predestined purpose and time for your life, but I'm also giving you flexibility in that to figure it out. Would that be accurate or not?
I think that even in our biology, God has set up a kind of a clock. So we pay attention to what's going on with that clock. We usually do not like it, when the alarm starts going off, the season is changing biologically.
Yeah.
I mean, we like it earlier in life, but we want to rush ahead, and then, as we get older, we want to lag behind.
Yeah.
But the fact is, in that, God has set out something for us in the natural order that we pay attention to and discern what is capable of being accomplished in this season.
Yeah, I'm 60. I just turned 60, so I'm getting it. And when I see the leaves start changing, and I realize, there's been a lot of fall is an important time, right? We're here at the fall season, and we're going to see some beautiful things. I'm not for sure if gray is all beautiful, but I try and look at it that way to realize that I'm getting older and that time it becomes more precious.
Yeah, we are a society that worships youth. And all societies have enjoyed their youth, but most societies have realized that there's something in the maturity of the human person. And by the way, not all people become adults just with the passing of time. Adulthood is a choice and something we either acquire or do not. There's plenty of 60-year-old adolescents. Mm-hmm. most societies have esteemed those people who have allowed passing of time to cultivate in them a wisdom and a pace that in many cases allow people to have their greatest accomplishment in the fall of their lives.
We're going to come back and do another one, but we're doing this in 5 minute to 10 minute integrals because we know you're busy. But I want you to be taking notes mentally, if not figuratively, actually, because Dan has some really important points here about leaving your life imprint, especially in the seasons of life. So we'll be right back as we continue this discussion.
Life Imprints Podcast. Legacy stories that live beyond. Turn up the volume on today's riveting story with your host, Kenny Mauck, at kennymauck.com. And leave your life imprint with your legacy story.